Hello, Moira here. This tutorial in the Daisy Sampler series is looking at Section 4, Motif 2. Looking at the combined chart for Section 4, we can see there are two repeating motifs in this section. It's the central motif, Motif 2, that this video tutorial is going to look at. Looking at our bright version, we can see that the repeating motifs have got two colours that are mirrored, and the central motif also has two colours, so our colours are split in all three motifs. Looking at our muted version, we can see that this time there's no thread colour, we are using split colours in this motif too. This motif uses colour E, our normal thread colour, for its first two coloured rounds. And our tapestry version has colour D as usual for its thread colour, and it has gone back to using colour C like it did in section 2 for the other colours in this section. We have already completed motif 1 of section 4, which is one of the repeat motifs. As usual, we've already done that first round, round 50, so we can actually tick it off. Round 51 is the second round in this motif, and as usual in all the second rounds in our motif, it is a round of double crochet into the back loop only. Insert your hook into the 10th stitch from the corner and join your new yarn with a chain stitch. The next stitch is a double crochet into the back loop only, and continue working this all the way around, and when you get to the corners, remember and work 2 chain stitches at the corners. Okay, round 51 is now complete and ticked off. We're going to look at round 52. On this round we should be inserting our hook at stitch 11, but stitch 11 has got a drop treble, so we're going to insert our hook 2 stitches to the right. This stitch is the 9th stitch in from the corner, so insert your hook and join your new yarn with a chain stitch. Work 1 double crochet and then 1 drop treble. There is then a further 2 double crochets and another drop treble to work until we get to the black line. We then go back to the beginning of our pattern, and this time our pattern repeat is 8 stitches. The first part of this pattern repeat is 2 drop trebles. So we have 2 drop trebles to work, and then we've got 2 double crochets to work. And after these 2 double crochets, we have another drop treble, then 2 more double crochets, 1 more drop treble, and this takes us to the end of our repeat section. So our pattern repeat for motif 2 is 2 drop trebles, 2 double crochets, 1 drop treble, 2 double crochets, and 1 drop treble. Keep repeating these 8 stitches until we get to the black line at the corner. I'm 1 stitch from the corner just before that black line, so I'm going to work 3 drop trebles before looking at the next stitch. So that's 1, 2, and then 3 drop trebles. We then have 3 double crochets. The pattern in the corner is slightly different from the pattern repeat that you've been following up till now. And after the 2 double crochets, we've got a drop treble, and we're working into those chain stitches from round 50. Remember, they can be slightly difficult to work into. Then 1 double crochet, and then we're at the corner, and we have our 2 chains to work to get round the corner. Once around the corner, it's 1 double crochet and then 1 drop treble. After we've worked that drop treble, it's then 3 more double crochets before we have the last drop treble, and then we're at the end of our corner section. We're back to a repeat pattern of our 8 stitches, so we're going to continue repeating that down each side, and when we get to the black line, pay attention at the corner. We've now completed round 52, so we can tick it off and look at round 53. We're starting on the 12th stitch in from the corner above that drop treble. So we've joined our new yarn with a chain stitch, and then we've got 1 double crochet and then 1 drop treble to work. And 1 more double crochet takes us to the black line. Looking at the repeat section for this particular round, it's 2 double crochets, 1 drop treble, 3 more double crochets, another drop treble, and then 1 last double crochet. Those 8 stitches make up the repeat for this round, so keep working these 8 stitches until you get to the black line at the corner. So we've reached the black line at the corner. We can see that we've actually got 2 more double crochets to work, and then we've got a drop treble. After the drop treble, it's 1 double crochet and then another drop treble. After that final drop treble on this side, it's 3 double crochets until we get to the corner. And once we get to the corner, as usual, we've got to work 2 chains to get around the corner. I've worked my 2 chains to get round the corner. Now I'm turning my chart to face the direction that I'm actually crocheting in. Now we're round the corner, there's 3 more double crochets to work. After these 3 double crochets have been worked, there's 1 drop treble, 1 double crochet, 1 more drop treble, and then another double crochet, and that sees us to the end of our corner section. The corner section is now complete, so we're back to our 8 stitch repeat that we're going to repeat along each side until we get to the black line at the corner. And do pay particular attention at this corner, as the pattern repeat is slightly different in this round. We've now completed round 53, so we can tick it off, and our pattern's starting to build up. Looking at round 54, we're changing colour, and we're working a double crochet back loop only all the way around this round. In our double crochet only rounds, it doesn't really matter what stitch we start at. But if you do want to start at the stitch on the chart, it's actually at stitch 13. Join your new yarn with a chain stitch and then working a double crochet only into the back loop all the way around, paying attention when you get to the corners that you work your 2 chain stitches in at the corners. We've completed round 54, so it's all ticked off. We can now look at round 55. Round 55 is the round that we use with our drop double treble, because as we can see, our chart's got V's in it. We're starting at stitch 14 on this round, so we're going to insert our hook at stitch 14 and join our colour A with a chain stitch. Looking at the chart, immediately after that chain stitch is a drop double treble. So remember, wrap the yarn twice around because we're working a double treble. This is UK terminology, so it'll be a treble in the US. After that drop double treble, it's 2 double crochets until we get to that black line. And starting at our repeat pattern, the first stitch in the repeat pattern is a drop double treble. And this stitch should be worked into the centre stitch of the 3 drop trebles 3 rows below. We then have 2 more double crochets before the next drop double treble. It's then 1 drop double treble, 1 double crochet, another drop double treble, and 2 more double crochets. And this is our 8 stitch pattern repeat for this round. We're now going to repeat those 8 stitches along this side until we get to the black line at the corner. I'm at the black line at the corner, and after that black line is a drop double treble. So work the drop double treble, and then it's 2 double crochets, and then there's another drop double treble, and it sits nicely, that drop double treble, into that space between our yellow stitches 3 rows below. After the last drop double treble on this side, we've got a further 6 double crochets to work before we reach the corner 2 chains. After turning my chart so that I'm working in the same direction as my crocheting, I can see that I've got a further 6 double crochets to work. And after working those 6 double crochets, I've got a drop double treble to work. And just like the corner section we've just worked, this drop double treble sits quite nicely in between that space between the 2 yellow drop trebles. Once this drop double treble is complete, there's 2 more double crochets and then we're at the end of the corner section. We're now back at our repeat of 8 stitches, so we're going to keep repeating those 8 stitches along each side, and when we get to the black line at the corner, pay close attention to our corner sections. We can see what round 55 looks like, so we can now tick it off, and we can now turn our attention to round 56. We're starting round 56 on stitch 15. Or if you don't want to count 15 stitches, it's the stitch after the 3rd drop double treble in from the corner. Join your new yarn with a chain stitch and then you've got a double crochet immediately after this. After this double crochet, you've got 1 drop treble and then 1 more double crochet, which takes us to the black line. Looking at our chart for our 8 stitch pattern repeat for this round, we have 2 double crochets, 1 drop treble, 3 double crochets, 1 drop treble and 1 last double crochet. Now we know what our 8 stitch pattern repeat is. We can keep repeating this until we get to the black line at the corner. I've now reached the black line at the corner, so I've got 2 double crochets to work. Just working those 2 double crochets, there's 1 and there's the second one. It's then a drop treble, and the drop trebles that we are working in this corner section should line up with the drop trebles that we worked in round 53. So I've worked the first drop treble, it's then a double crochet and then another drop treble, and these drop trebles are worked around the drop double treble. We then have 3 double crochets to work, 1, 2, 3, and then there's another drop treble. And after this final drop treble in this side, we've got 2 double crochets that we're going to work before our corner 2 chains. Once we've worked those 2 corner chains, we can turn our chart around and we can have a look at the next part of the corner. Now we're around the corner, we've got 2 more double crochets to work. There we go, 1, 2. Then we've got another drop treble, and after this drop treble we have 3 double crochets, 1 drop treble, 1 double crochet, 1 drop treble, 1 double crochet. We then reach the black line telling us that we're at the end of our corner section. And now we've completed our corner section, we're going to work our 8 stitch repeat pattern around each side, and when we come to that black line at the corner, we're going to pay particular attention to the corner chart. Now we've completed round 56, we can tick it off and look at round 57. Round 57 is the last round in Motif 2 section 4. The stitch where we should be inserting our hook has got a cross in it. So I'm going to insert my hook 2 stitches to the right of this position. Join your new yarn with a chain stitch, then it's 1 double crochet and then 1 drop treble. 2 more double crochets and 1 drop treble takes us to the black line. Back at the beginning of this stitch repeat is 2 drop trebles. That's 1, then that's our second drop treble. We then have 2 more double crochets to work. After working these 2 double crochets, we've got 1 more drop treble to work. Then 2 double crochets and then another drop treble, and that takes us to the end of our 8 stitch repeat section. Keep repeating these 8 stitches until you get to the black line at the corner. I've now reached the black line at the corner and I have got 2 drop trebles to do. So there's number 1 and the second drop treble. After this, I've got 3 double crochets to work. After working the 3 double crochets, there are 3 drop trebles to work. These drop trebles fit into the gap that was left by the drop trebles in round 56. Then before we get to the corner chains, we've got 4 double crochets to work. Once you've worked these 4 double crochets, work the 2 chain that will get you round the corner. Now we're round the corner, it's 4 double crochets, 3 drop trebles, 3 double crochets and 1 drop treble, and that takes us to the end of this corner section. Keep repeating the 8 stitch pattern around each side, and when you get to the corner section, pay particular attention to the chart. Now we've completed round 57. We actually have completed motif 2 of section 4. Motif 3 of section 4 is our repeat motif, and here we can see motif 3 completed, the same as motif 1, so the whole of section 4 has now been completed. Thank you for watching this tutorial in the Daisy Sampler series. Please do subscribe to daisyknots channel if you've found this useful. Thank you.